Hello, my fellow healers. My name is Adina, and I'm that healing girl. And in this pick a card reading, we're going to be discussing the energies of the full moon in Scorpio, and that's happening on May 12th. Scorpio is ruled actually by the Death card, and it has to do with the energies of that is hidden, the energies of the occult. It has to do with the energies of transformation and change. And as we know, I should say, as many of us know, the death card doesn't necessarily represent physical death, although it can. It also represents transformation and also moving between the different liminal spaces and cycles of life. Essentially, from a spiritual aspect, death is just a transformation from the physical state to the non-corporeal state, right, of spirit and living or existing on the spiritual plane without a body. And in our life, we go through many changes and cycles, and those cycles become transformations. As we transform, we sort of die to our former self, who we were before, and rebirth this new individual. And this cycle can happen over many times, and we even have transitional stages like that from birth to childhood, from childhood to a teenager, from a teenager or young adult to an adult. We have other sort of states or rites of passage, from a single person to one that is attached in a relationship or married, these types of things. And every time this major thing happens to us and we pass over to a new threshold, parts of the person who we were before are left behind. And essentially, that is the sort of death or transformation that the death card is often talking about. And that's ruled by Scorpio, which also loves mystery and hidden things. And so I decided to do a little tribute today with our background. And also on a personal note, spiders, which often come to me as my spirit animal, have to do with transformation, change, and moving in between transitional states, as well as the interconnectedness of all things. And also spiders' connection to higher knowledge, hidden knowledge. And this is all of some of the things that Scorpio rules. And so we have pile number 1 with this aqua auralite, kyanite, which is actually black kyanite that has been treated to present this very luminous appearance. And then we have black tourmaline, and then we have a selenite pendant with black tourmaline sort of embedded or soldered onto it, which is a new piece crystal that I just got. Actually, both these are. So we have pile number 1, 2, and 3, and without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, pile number 1, and as I didn't mention the intro, but I usually mention, definitely take what resonates with you in these readings, leaving the rest behind, or trusting you are exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. So we have pile number 1 with this aqua aura kyanite, I believe that's what it's called anyway. And I know, and in this particular reading, I got a lot of extra cards. There's a lot of extra messages trying to come through. So particularly in the last pile. So let's see. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. The 4 of Wands in reverse. I move this to the side. Six of Pentacles. Oh, it's like the 9 of Cups. I believe that's what it is. Let me turn it over so I can count it. Yeah. And that's the Wish Fulfilled card, which is never really or inauspicious card. It's usually always an auspicious card, no matter if it's reversed. And the Knight of Pentacles. some of you are starting a new job or an endeavor. And that's what I'm getting with all of this pentacle energy. And with the Six of Pentacles, a lot of times that has to do with giving and being charitable. And the Seven of Pentacles has to do a lot of times with sort of building, what sort of putting and investing in something. I feel like what this is telling me with this Knight of Pentacles, which can also often be like the heralding of a new job, of a new position. Yeah. So what I'm getting from this, also with this Four of Wands, which usually means accolades. It usually means you have put in all of this work, and now you are sort of getting, you're getting the celebration, the promotions, all of the things that, that you wanted. So pile number one, I'm getting that the message that I'm putting all of this together is that you are in a job right now that you're either dissatisfied with or that you want to leave. Or you started a job and now it is not what you cracked up to be. You wanted to get into it because you wanted to give back to the world with this Six of Pentacles, and you wanted to invest in something that would make a change in the world. You also wanted to invest in something at the same time that would benefit you financially, and in which you could gain acclaim and a sense of accomplishment and praise for your good efforts. So a lot of you in your job, you're putting in your best, but you're not necessarily getting back the praise with this Four of Wands in reverse. You're not necessarily getting the praise or the accolades that your hard work deserves. And so you're putting all of this investment with the Seven of Pentacles in there, but you're not reaping what you sow. You're not getting back what you're doing, what you're putting in. And with the Six of Pentacles, you might even be running into a little bit of unsavory behavior at the job that you have. Either it's kind of doing things that are not for the benefit of the collective, or you thought you were going to be able to benefit the collective and this job is not proving. So let's say, how can I say this? Let's say you work at a nonprofit and you find out that, they might not be doing anything particularly shady, but they're definitely not as invested in the good that you were trying to bring in. Maybe they're more invested in making money, or making network connections with like big wigs in the city, that type of thing, in the city where you live. Maybe they're more politically driven and you're more altruistically driven. At any rate, it is not what you had hoped or wished. That is definitely what I'm getting. And a lot of you are having sort of a buyer's remorse. You are, so for some of you, this is kind of a recent job. Yeah. With this Four of Wands energy and this Pentacles energy, you might have started maybe a few weeks ago or a few months ago, like several weeks or I'm getting 4 to 6 months ago with this energy. Yeah. It has not been, you came in with the best of intentions, and now you're feeling like, especially with this Ten of Cups card, you're feeling now, or I should say with this Nine of Cups card, you're feeling like everything that you wanted is not coming into fruition, because you are the kind of person that wants to fulfill your sort of calling. You want to fulfill your life path and your life purpose. and you want to give back to the world and society, and you thought that you were going to be able to do it with this job, but you're not. Let's see what's coming up and what should you be doing. I have the Kalima cards, and 2 came out for you. Artha of Kali and Bhuvanes Swati. Please don't come at me for butchering those words. I'm going to grab the Kali Oracle, and let's look at some of these cards. Let's start with 19 first, since that seems to be the closest. Let's see. It says, and I'll kind of put this here so that you can take a picture if you want, or screenshot it. We're only going to read the first bit. Our cosmic mother is the light bringer, the sun and the moon, the light of renewal and healing. She is the divine voice, the sound of creation, the sublime note, and the birth, a golden era. Hers is the capacity to create a clean slate and a fresh start. She is hope, and she is arising. She protects and preserves which is worthy of the heart. She shines in a perpetual state of divine beauty and radiance, reigniting our creative fires and attracting to us the most supportive and honoring circumstances. Her presence signifies utmost grace. I'm getting that some of you are going to be leaving this situation. I'm going to hold this up too, because this will give you like time to screenshot if you want to. Yeah. I feel that this is you in this situation. You have the radiance, you have the energy to uplift the situation around you, and this may not be the place for you. This particular job, you might have to transition out of it if you feel like it's dragging you down. Let's see. I'm going to go and hold these pages up too for a few seconds, so that you could screenshot it if you need to. Hopefully it's not blurry or anything, because that can sometimes happen. But I'll hold this up for a few more seconds so that you can screenshot it if you want to read, or freeze the screen, because I'm only going to be reading the first few, and then you can read however you want to later. It says, Artha of Kali, her heart contains the seeds of your soul and complete awareness of the divine destiny she has always intended for you. There is a sacred purpose for which you are born, and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill it. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment in that path, to take one step at a time in honoring what has value to your heart, tuning into her loving plan. In taking these steps, the pathway will reveal itself, and you shall attract great blessings that will benefit all beings. I'm getting from this is that you have a specifically, how would you say, designated divine purpose and calling. You sort of know this in your soul, and wherever you're at right now is not the way, but it might be a stepping stone. You might have needed to get something from this experience in order to move you to the next level of your journey, pile number 1. So don't feel bad if you end up in a situation that is not really the most fulfilling or best one for you right now. There might be some things you need to learn here, and it's only later on when you advance down your life path that you'll figure out what that is. It might be like months, weeks, or years later that you figure out, wow, okay, when I was in this other job that I really didn't like, I picked up these skills, or I met this person that connected me to that person. It's that type of thing. Soulmate. These is the healing, and of course I always list the cards. This is the Heal Yourself Reading Card Guidebook. This is a very deep reading. I would not expect anything less from Scorpio Moon, Scorpio full moon, which is Scorpio's a very deep and intense sign. Let's see. Beautiful card. Your soulmate is not far from you. To connect with them, you need to open your heart and call them in and have patience. If you're not ready to accept your soulmate, keep working on self-love. You will be drawn to your soulmate like a magnet and feel an immense sense of familiarity, like you've known them before. Your capacity to love will increase dramatically, and you will experience higher states of consciousness. No one can touch your heart the same way that a soulmate can. It is important to note that your soulmate will not necessarily be your partner. He or she will come in a completely different form than you've imagined, but they will offer you incredible wisdom, growth, and expansion. Be aware that we connect with our soulmates when we are ready to truly evolve and move to the next level of consciousness and life experience. We attract them with our lives when we need to open our hearts fully and learn about unconditional love. And then it has an action you can do. I'll hold that up and you can screenshot it. So yeah, for some of you, this is going to bring you to your soulmate. Going through this job, this position is not necessarily where you're meant to stay or end up completely, but it will lead you. It will lead you to your soulmate, and it will also lead you to your life's calling. And I feel like your life's calling and your soulmate might be intertwined for some of you. Just giving you an example, let's say you are working in the music industry and all of a sudden you're like some kind of producer, or maybe you're like a sound engineer or something like that, totally unrelated, and then the artist comes into the recording studio and records, and you're like, whoa, that person, wow. And that artist that just comes there for like a second to the recording studio where you work, or the music place where you work, I should say, you end up being present to do the sound engineering for this artist. You two connect, and that becomes your soulmate. It doesn't have to be romantic, by the way. It can be mentorship. It can be a lifelong friendship. There's many ways and that your soulmate comes to you, and they're not always romantic, but it is someone that sees into your soul and that truly sees who you are and knows you. And usually this person has past life connection with you. Like you've been and lived with them in many lifetimes, and they know you on a soul level. Surrender stress. That is what you need to surrender. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So pile number 1, the stress that you are feeling is due to this job, which is not going to be your end all be all. Just be okay with that and know that you are here to accomplish something. You are here to fulfill something on your life purpose, perhaps to meet your soulmate or set you up to go towards your life's purpose or fulfill your life's purpose and or meet your soulmate. That is what I'm getting from you, and that is the purpose of this job. So bear with it, surrender stress, and when you are ready to transition out of this job, the situation will happen for you. It will come, because you're not meant to stay there forever. This is not your end-all be-all, so just let go of the stress, realize that, and start to plan your way out of it. At the same time, when you go to work and when you do your work, don't let stress rule you, and don't let a negative attitude take over. Try to find as much blessings, grace, and gratitude in this position as you can, because you are being divinely led towards your life's purpose and towards one or more people, because we can have one or more soulmates. Again, they don't all have to be romantic. And that is going to be a person that benefits you greatly. Actually, it'll be very synergistically. You'll benefit each other and get each other through challenges and hard times. You might meet them in a situation, or this might lead, but I'm getting strongly that this is going to lead you to the situation where you A, meet them, and B, start to get on the road to your life purpose, to where you feel fulfilled, your soul's calling. Pile number 1. And that is all that I have for you. I hope this resonated with you. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, subscribe, and comment below with the heart emoji, a black heart emoji, or a skull, or a spider. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 2, this black tourmaline. Let's see what's in store Scorpio season. Or first, I say the full moon in Scorpio, not Scorpio season. For you. Decide. I didn't notice that the crystal from the last reading kind of made it into this reading. So maybe some of you are also drawn to pile number 1, which was quite an insightful reading. Let's see. Ace of Cups. New creative idea on the horizon. Some of you might also want to have a child. Let's see. 8 of Cups. Some of you are I'm getting that some of you have walked away from something that was not good for you. Yeah. 7 of Swords. There was a lot of conflict around ideas and philosophies. The Magician. You have all the tools you need to create something. I feel like it is, for some of you, it's a creative idea, like a novel or a piece of artwork. And others, it might be that you want to start a family or have a child. With this 8 of Swords, there might still be something in the way of you achieving your goal. However, I think that what is in the way is kind of like something of your own making. Like it's you that's holding you back, essentially, from achieving your goals. Because with the Magician, you do have all of the things that you need, but I think you might be sort of ceding your power or denying your personal power. Yeah, because the Magician has all of the elements. It has everything. You really do have everything you need. And right now, the thing that might be holding you back, I'm getting, is fear. Is fear and, yeah. Yeah, fear might be holding you back. Try looking at your situation from a different angle. That's the message I got. Because I feel like what you want to do or what you want to have, you yourself don't think that you can achieve it. Like it's a dream. Strongly, like I said, strongly I'm getting it's a thing or a person. For some of you, this might be romance. Like you want a soulmate to come in. Oh, okay, that does make sense as to why some of you might want to go back to pile number 1. For some of you, this might be you want a child to come in. Yeah. For some of you, this might be that you want to write a book. You want to create something beautiful. That's what I'm getting. Create something artistic. It could be a painting. It could be poetry. It's something creative, something artistic. It could be writing a song, or creating an album. It's something very, very tangible. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. With this 7 of Swords and 8 of Swords, I feel like you are. It's fear that's holding you back. It's a fear of failure. It's a fear, if you want to have a child, it's a fear that you won't be a good enough parent, or that you might not know what you're doing. There's a lot of imposter syndrome happening. and you might not feel confident. Yeah. And with the Seven of Swords, you also might even have other people telling you that, oh, this is not possible. Maybe you're like, they're saying, oh, you're too young or you're too old to have a child, or you don't have enough financial stability and things like that. And some of that might be like, you might not have the financial stability, right? But doesn't mean you shouldn't plan for what you want. You might not have the financial stability to like become a writer, but it doesn't mean you should stop writing and stop building towards your dreams. So I'm getting the image of a lot of naysaying, and some of it's coming from other people, but a lot of it's coming from within you, your own confidence. And what this Magician card is telling you to be confident, but nobody can tell you to be confident. You have to release the insecurities and go after what you really want, come what may. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. And with this Eight of Swords, maybe you're walking away from your dreams too soon. Yeah. Well, let's see, Cullinane. You have two cards again. Vishvamata. Sri Bala. Let's look at these. So we have Vishvamata. I'll get to it in a second. And I'm going to hold it up so that you can screenshot it. I'll hold it up for a few seconds. And we're reading. With her protection, even significant uncertainty does not need to be wrought with despair. There is a pathway that can shift your devastation into a palpable experience of being protected and guided through difficulty. Trust where you are being led. Grace shall come from this. Yes, yes, yes. It's the Divine Mother. Sees our capacity for breathtaking transformation and spiritual awakening often far more than we recognize in ourselves to fulfill our inner purpose and move beyond unnecessary, restrictive, self-imposed limitations. We need her. When we hold back, gripping onto what is familiar, she lovingly forces our hand. Under her influence, we do not evade what is required of us. We find inner strength to move directly through what we once denied ourselves, the right and opportunity to overcome. You are encouraged to develop the confidence and commitment necessary to undertake the tasks that challenge yet inspire you. Do not allow yourself to be intimidated by the prospect of failure or opposition. Stay true to your path and progress step by step. Trust your capacity to grow into the fulfilling manifestation of your heartfelt aspirations. Yes, yes. Although you may be in circumstances you would prefer not to be in, you are in a position of unrealized spiritual power. You would gain benefit from what is transpiring. When the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated, these circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. In other words, pile number 2, this is about perseverance. This is about trusting in yourself and trusting in your ability to create the life that you want, to create the thing that you want. Yeah. I'm leaving this up here so that you can screenshot it if you want to. And then we're going to move on to Shribali, or Tribala, sorry. I'm pronouncing this and probably butchering these, but I'm really trying. Shribala, divine child with wisdom beyond her years, the old soul with deep knowing dwells within our hearts. She urges you to commit to your most passionate inspirations completely and without hesitation. Whatever you want to do, pile number 2, now's the time to do it. Don't second guess yourself or gainsay yourself. Go for your goals and don't let anybody else discourage you. There are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you recognize. Oh, yeah. Wow. Your reading is so powerful, pile number 2. It's amazing me how synchronistic these cards are. Believe in yourself, even if no one else does. It is not imagination that drives you towards your destiny, but an instinctive recognition of your true purpose, validation from others will come later. Your path is authentic and you are destined to succeed. This aspect of Lalita, Tripura Sundari Sribala, translates as divine child, or more specifically as God the daughter. It is far more commonplace for the divine child to be represented as male, and in numerous cultures, having a boy is considered particularly auspicious. I told you, for some of you, this is a child. You want to have a child, and I'm getting a very auspicious outcome for you based on these cards. That not only is it supposed to be happening for you in your lifetime right now, but that you're being led towards it by divine spirit. So Sri Bala is not only a celebration of the divine feminine child, but an inversion of dominant culture values. Her presence shakes up traditional power structures with her combination of innocence and fearlessness. It is my sense that there are emanations of Sri Bala in the form of particularly pure-hearted, fearless, and empowered young women speaking and acting for the protection of the feminine in our world today, and as such through environmental activism. Some of you are definitely champions and proponents of human rights, women's rights and feminism, and many other things like that. So I'm just holding this up for you to screenshot. Yeah. And holding it up for a few seconds for you to screenshot and read. So yeah, that is what's coming here. Let's see what your healing card is. Rejection. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of you have failed at some point or another. And now that those rejections or failures are coming back to haunt you. And that is why you are also doubting yourself and doubting that you can achieve your dreams. Interesting, this is the card right before soulmate. So some of you might want to go back to pile number 1. Rejection. Use rejection to grow, expand, and build yourself. Feeling rejected can disconnect you from your heart and soul and immobilize you. Rather than buying into rejection, focus on how you can grow, learn, and improve from your experiences. If you are a writer, some of you are writers, and you have sent your articles or a book to a publisher and they've rejected it, then try to hone your writing skills and send your work out to several other publishers. Use that rejection as a motivating force to succeed. If a person that you have feelings for, felt deep love towards, has rejected you, then work on healing your heart and recognizing there is someone out there more suited to you. Yes, some of you, this is a new relationship, love, soulmate situation coming in. Others of you as a child. Others of you as a piece of art, like a book, a novel, a poem, a song, etc. Many people use rejection as an excuse to close down, become suspicious, guarded, and give up. Then they hurt and reject others. They hide behind rejection and never give themselves an opportunity to take a leap of faith and find their life calling and heal. By picking this card, you are being urged to hold yourself in a higher regard. Keep your heart open and trust that you have learned from your experiences and will not make the same mistake again. And then there's an action right here. I'll hold it up. Yeah. Some of you have failed and are afraid to try again. But don't be afraid. You have the Magician card here and you have everything that you need. You just have to keep trying, and eventually you will succeed because you do have all the tools. You just have to figure out how to put them together to make things work. Surrender to play. Yes. Yes. Make time. This is take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. This is the time for recreation and rejuvenation. Some of you need to take some time out, go play, and come back to the goal that you have because you're taking it so seriously that maybe you're trying too hard almost, especially if it has to do with pregnancy. I get stress and trying too hard, and maybe you need to take some time away from the goal and come back. Surrender to play. On a more I'm just going to go there on a more intimate note. Some of you need to just relax and get back into the passion of lovemaking versus the goal of trying to have a child. So yeah, there, I said it. Don't come for me. And but yes, those are the messages that I'm getting. I I hope this resonates with you, pile number 2. That is all that I have for you. If it does, please like and subscribe or comment below with a spider, skull, or black heart emoji. Always take what resonates with you, leaving the rest behind, trusting you're exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, pile number 3 with the Selenite and black Tourmaline pendant. I just recently got that and I just love the energy of it. I feel like it really increases my intuition and grounds me. Some of you might be working with energies of duality where you're trying to connect to your crown chakra, your spirit, and your higher self, but remain grounded in earthly affairs. It's a duality. It also might be a balancing out of the masculine and feminine energies within yourself. Some of you might have some kind of dysphoria. I'm getting that message. And that there's a need to balance out the energies within you to gain more equilibrium. And yeah, gain an equilibrium. And this is irregardless of gender or gender identification. This is more of like thinking of it as like an hourglass, and you have 2 different sides of energy, and as you tip the hourglass over, more pours into one side than the other. And what you want to do is tip the hourglass back over for a little bit so that you can rebalance and recalibrate. I had to get that message out. That's for some of you who have dysphoria or an imbalance of masculine feminine energy or anything to that nature. I'm getting like a struggle within self. Let's see, the Hierophant. Some of you might be Tauruses. The Hierophant also represents the higher ethos, higher knowledge, and tradition. This is like, I think there's a lot of major arcana in this. So some of you, the Emperor, you want to move more into a position of power. Some of you are in a position of power as well. I'm getting you have authority. You rule over something. You might be like high up on the educational level, like school board type of thing. You used to be. Some of you are judges and you rule over the law of the land. Some of you are educators, but you're high up in the educating ethos, maybe higher learning, school deans, professors with tenure. And others of you are sort of icons of industry, or you work with people like that. The Chariot. Whatever your goals are, this is a really powerful reading. The people in this reading might also hold up power or be around people that are powerful people, so they are able to influence certain decisions because of their proximity to power or powerful people. With the Chariot, it's a message to go ahead and do whatever you're doing. Queen of Pentacles. You have, wow, this Queen of Pentacles energy, you definitely have the, how would you say it, material and physical health. You have a lot of material and physical health and wealth, and you use it magnanimously, or you are around people that do. You might be somebody that is around people that have the ability to be sponsors, benefactors, to a lot of good causes and to people in the arts. 5 of Cups in reverse. You are moving away from the energy of regret, and you're moving into your full power with this 5 of Cups in reverse, because I always read 5 of Cups when it's upright. It's sort of this, you've crying over spilt milk, vibe where you have things that are going amazing in your life, but at the same time, you're unhappy because one or two things are going. And I get from here, there have been past losses and there have been regrets. And right now, you're either moving away from them or you're trying to figure out a way to move away from them. If you are not trying to figure out a way to move away from these regrets, then that should be your aim, because that is one of the things that is holding you back. If you are trying to move into this aspect, that is what's holding you back. Your regrets, your sadness, and your sorrow for the way things turned out in the past. But yeah, but you are learning and you're ready to move away from that energy. Let's see. There's a lot of cards. Judgment. Wow. This has to do with something that maybe that you have regrets about or you were wronged from in the past. If it's you that has wronged somebody, then there will be judgment coming through, and it'll be fair according to what you have put out there in the universe. But I get for the majority of you that this regret, somebody else maybe wronged you and they are getting their karmic. This is a karmic card for you. So it cannot be avoided, I don't think. Again, we all have free choice. But I think that if you are the one that did cause this judgment card to appear and you are the one that is not in the right, then having a humble attitude, releasing ego, and truly being sorry and contrite will help to neutralize some of this. But I think for most of you, something was done, not something in your past happened, and it was you who were wronged, and now judgment is coming through for those people. Five of Swords. Yeah, there was a lot of arguments. I'm sorry, Six of Swords. There's a lot of arguments and discontent. And with the Six of Swords, you are walking away. Yeah. Yeah. Powerfully, I'm getting that there was something that happened. I'm not quite sure what it is. It feels foggy because there's so many different people watching. But I think that there was something that happened. It wronged you. There was regret. So this is two ways. For some of you, there was regret because you did something that was not quite right, and now it's a judgment for it. And now you're being able to move on and walk away now that you have faced what you did. And for others, though, the majority overwhelming, that's only a few of you. The majority overwhelming is there was wrongs that happened to you in the past. And now you're getting a fair judgment, and now you were able to put in the past whatever hurts happened to you and however you were wronged, and you're able to move ahead. That's what I'm getting for many of you. Yeah. And that if you're trying to move up to this sort of reality where you are the emperor, or you are the keeper of a high position, and with this Hierophant, again, it represents an institution of tradition. So I'm getting that some of you might be in the legal aspect, or some of you might be in the educational aspect or governmental aspect, and you want to move into these circles and or gain more influence in these circles with the Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor. You will do that, and you have the Chariot, the okay to go ahead, but your final obstacle is releasing this regret, either over what you did and accepting whatever karma comes your way, or releasing the regret over what happened to you and making peace with it and making peace with whoever did it to you and moving on and that will allow you to move into this space of mastery. Let's see, Gura Devi. Let's see what this card says. Wow, it's almost at the end of the book. I'm looking through the Kalima. It's almost the last, and I think it might be the last. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. If I did, I don't remember. It's almost the last one. Gura Devi, or Guri Devi. Champion of the sweet souls with fierce hearts who are underestimated and passed over, she is gentle as a deer and ruthless as a lioness, who is the capacity within the awakened hearts to rise, to overcome obstacles, to have faith without any evidence of victory, and to rally the spirit until the right moment to act and win is felt. She is nonconformity and the freedom to be one's true self, recognize their own beauty and value, introspective of whether another has the capacity to behold it at this time. Wow. The divine feminine is often misunderstood. She is stereotyped as weak and passive, and therefore underestimated or dismissed as devouring and castrating. So she is feared and spurned, yet she is not one thing or the other. She is the wisdom of what is needed. Gaudi is the secret softness and the light that is part of Kali. We would call her Kali's bright shadow. Gaudi is domesticity and accessibility, where Kali is wildness and mystery. Gaudi is bejeweled with gems, Kali with skulls. Gaudi is dressed beautifully in sumptuous attire. Kali is naked, smeared in ash and blood, and Gaudi shows how to operate within social systems, while Kali rejects and disrupts social conditioning. Gaudi creates harmony and connection, while Kali is autonomous and independent. Gaudi is culture, while Kali is untamed. Gaudi gives and Kali takes away. Both work towards the same purpose of protecting and empowering the soul by whatever method will work at the moment. Both are manifestations of the one feminine divinity. So I'm getting this very fluid aspect of what femininity is, right? Because to me, it's all just energy, and we all are on a spectrum. And so I feel like with this, many of you in this pile might also be moving towards a more non-binary existence. And then some of you might be working to balance whatever masculine, feminine means to you. I'm getting that vibe very much so. That is also part of this personal mastery within yourself. And some of you have been wronged. That's what I'm getting from this. And with your gaining this equilibrium, and with your getting over whatever this is and moving on, you will move into a state of the Emperor. I'm going to hold this up for one more second so you can screenshot it. You are moving into a state of the Emperor. You decide for yourself. Yeah. You decide for yourself what power is. You decide for yourself what your identity is, and you move in your own space irrespective of the judgments of anybody else. You are both the Emperor and the Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles. You challenge tradition with the Hierophant, and you embody who you are despite what everybody else says. And I still get though that even with all of this, you're somebody that does move in very powerful circles with that. Or at least you move around people that have powerful networks. And with that comes the responsibility for you to affect change. Oh my gosh, yes. Sexuality and self-sabotage. Some of you are going through an intense period of refining your identity, refining who you are. And you're being called not to let the world or anybody judge that or judge you, and to be your own person. So it says, take time to explore your sexuality, how you feel about yourself. Do you feel sexy, attractive, and happy with your body, or are you judging yourself harshly? You need to let go of all feelings of hurt, shame, or guilt in relation to your sexuality. I'm getting more, might be what this person did. Or maybe you did it to somebody else and now you were going through certain changes within yourself and now you are regretting what you did or how you reacted in a certain situation. It says if you are in a relationship, you need to bring some romance back and spice things up in order to make sex an incredibly fulfilling, seductive, exhilarating, and orgasmic experience. You need to let go of your defenses and fears of being intimate with your partner, relinquish control, and dive into unguarded aesthetic, blissful passion. Be creative and communicative with your lover and find new and exciting ways to thrill each other. I think this has to do, well, it might have something to do with sexuality for some, but I think it has more to do with how you view your sexuality, your identity, and ways to find love within yourself. Yeah. Self-sabotage. Become conscious of how your inner saboteur functions. You are about to sabotage a big opportunity. Now it's time to stop procrastinating and cease focusing your energy on why you are unworthy of wonderful, enriching experiences. Some of you, the saboteur is terrified of change. Some of you are terrified of the change that embodying fully who you are will cause. And I'm not going to lie that in this particular political landscape that it is not valid to fear. But nevertheless, the universe is telling you to move towards that, to move towards self-mastery. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. Yeah, so in short, I'm getting that some of you are working to define who you are on the spectrum of masculinity, femininity, gender identity, and one of the ways that you can do that is moving past any shame or self-sabotage and moving past any of the world's attempts to judge you for who you are, and that there was a wounding event that happened in your past, and either you judge somebody else, even though knowing within yourself how you are, or somebody else judged you and it left a wound, and you're going to, in the full moon in Scorpio, is going to help you to release that wound and move beyond it into a state of higher personal power and autonomy over your identity and who you are. And that is what I have for you, pile number 3. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, please like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, with a black heart, a skull, or spider. And of course, always take what resonates with you, leave the rest behind, trusting that you're exactly where you need to be right now in this moment. And that is what I have for you. So I will see you in the next one, pile number 3. Bye.